What's up, guys? Welcome back. Part 6 of our Detroit Tigers rebuild. Check this out. And no, I did not play any of these games. This was all simulated, except for our opening day game. Joe Ross goes 7 1/3 with only 3 strikeouts, gets the W. And then Danny Norris, 8 strikeouts with 7 innings. And we sweep the Chicago White Sox. That's crazy good for a Detroit Tigers rebuilding team. That's great. So let's check out some box scores on these games. Let's see how the guys did. Zach Cozart, whenever you see that kind of line, it looks like he had a home run. Profar went 1 for 4, Grichuk 1 for 4, Butler 1 for 4, Taylor got on base again, scored a run for us, and Alex Bregman, 2 RBIs that game. So let's see what happened. Home run, Cozart and Bregman. Nice. Urix and Profar gets a double. White Sox lineup doesn't have to do too much. End up getting shut out against Joe Ross. Let's see how many
as they got a win over the Astros in Houston, 4-3. Looking at the standings,
added 2 doubles. Ross only gives up 4 hits in 7 innings for 3 Ks. So a lot of contact.
The Marlins combined to give up just 5 hits,
but a lot of good plays defensively, it sounds like. So we got Bruce Rondon gets the hold. It looked like Hector Rondon. That's actually a player for the, he used to play for the Cubs. But it's a hold. Hold 1 for the first one of the season. So K-Rod gets another save, the second of the season, and Carlos Rodon, left-handed pitching. I don't know if you'd really even call him a prospect anymore, but he's a young stud. Should be pretty good for the years to come for Chicago. So, end up getting the win.
While the Phillies
scratching and clawing for 3 runs. Let's check this game out here. See the box score. Cozart gets on base again, twice actually, with a walk and a hit. Profar, another strikeout, hitting him 0-90. We'll have to work on him and get him going. Grichuk not doing too hot in that number 3 hole. Luis Valbuena gets the start against a righty.
He is said to be dealing with a sprain
and didn't end up getting a hit, but he did get on base. He did get a walk, so that's kind of what we're looking for. Taylor must have reached on an error. Nope, there's no error, so he must have gotten hit by a pitch because he ended up getting on base and scoring a run. Look at that. Alex Bregman, 2 for, let's see, yeah, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Sounds like home runs to me. Home run. 2. He hit 2 in that game. So Alex Bregman is doing work for the Detroit Tigers.
Then going back to the wall.
So nobody else scored any runs. It was all Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman pretty much won us the game. Let's check out the White Sox lineup here. Only squandered 5 hits. 1 RBI from Sasaki. We'll have to look that guy up and see who he is because I'm not sure. Still no Yoan Moncada, so we'll have to check on him and see how long he's going to be out. But looks like Sasaki had the home run. Daniel Norris goes 7 strong, 8 Ks, just like we talked about. Only squandered 5 hits. It's pretty good. Seegers comes on, gets 2 outs with a K, gets his 2nd hold on the season, and then K-Rod getting some early work in. He ended up pitching an inning and a 1/3, so a little longer than we'd like him to come in the game, but he did the job, did the work. Zach Putnam comes in for an inning, gets 3 strikeouts in the inning, so that's they're going to be using him a lot, it seems like. Derek Holland comes in the game for 4 innings. We chased Miguel Gonzalez out of the game for 4 innings and 3 earned runs. So, guys, Tigers looking hot. Tigers looking great. We're heading into Boston for our home opener. Doug Fister, we get on the mound against Drew Pomeranz. Dave Dombrowski, man, he gets fired from Detroit, gets hired into Boston Red Sox organization. But interestingly enough, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but he traded Porcello away a year before he got fired to Boston for Yoenis Cespedes. And then he trades David Price last season at the trade deadline before he got fired. He got fired like 2 weeks after that, I think, after the trading deadline. So, kind of shady. kind of shady that he would get Porcello and David Price, two pretty key guys on the Detroit Tigers teams that were playoff bound over the last couple years. But let's check out the league standings. Tigers 3-0. Yeah, baby. Twins chasing us 2-1. 2-1. Indians, that's who we're going to really have to watch out for, is the Cleveland Indians. If we can kind of keep up this pace, I don't think we can. But especially if we're going to be simulating a lot of games. But we'll see. We'll see how they do. It's looking good right now. Royals, not the same Royals team anymore. Not the World Series champions that they were before. But a lot of moving parts in there. And then obviously the White Sox 0-3. Mariners 4-0. Astros 0-4. So kind of surprising there. The Mariners and the Astros kind of doing a flip-flop. Look at the Astros. 8th in contact, 8th in power. So they're just a all-around well-rounded team. And that's kind of funny because the diagram's a circle. Well-rounded. The upstart Rays are 3-1. Let's go back to the American League East. Red Sox 3. That's a big series for us. Red Sox are 3-0. We're 3-0. Rays 3-1. So we got to help the Rays out. Definitely got to help them out. We got to chase Boston down so they can move on up. Yankees 1-2. Orioles 0-2. So I mean, it's early. It's early right now, so we're not reading too much into this, but we just like to see the Dodgers continuing their pace that they had in spring training. 3-1 now. Giants 2-2. That's a very Giants thing to do, to start off the season even. Padres not going to be too good, I don't think. Cubbies 2-1. Pirates struggling a little bit. Yep. It's pretty much evened out, you know. Just nothing really going on too much. All right, let's check out. Okay, that's the training here. Well, we don't want to do that. We don't want that. We want to check out our scouting and see how these guys are doing. We scouted Marco Guzman, so the accuracy now is a little bit bumped up. Look at that break. So that's his current break is 75. His potential is 80. So in the next 4 years, he'll be 25. So if that break can achieve 80 overall or a little bit more, that will help. So all of these numbers here, I think we can do a little bit better if we ended up getting a guy into our system. But this guy, I'm kind of keeping my eye on. Even though we said in the last episode he's only 5'11", we'll definitely want to keep our eye on him. I made a mistake in the last video. We had our knuckleball guy being scouted by this scout, and then we replaced him with Wang Yongju. But I kind of like Wang Yongju. I mean, 6'2" from South Korea as a pitcher. Not a lot of pitchers from South Korea are coming over at 6'2", more like first basemen and outfielders. But look at that stamina, 70 to 80. This guy's a horse. Lefty, hits per 9, 70 to 80 overall, and that K per 9 not going to strike out a whole lot of guys. Look at the control, up to 65 potential, and walks per 9 is 60 to 70. So this guy is actually going to be a pretty good player. Two-seam fastball. Just going to move in on the left-handed batters. Split finger, so it kind of breaks the other way, and down hard, slurve and curve to try to throw him off, and then that changeup that is going to be a little bit slower pitch than the split finger. So I like Wang Yongju. We might end up drafting him. Estimated MLB ETA is 2018, so you know that's next season. So this guy's the real deal. I think we already looked at. No, we didn't look at Jose Aparicio. If Wang Yongju isn't there, we'll probably end up taking this guy. Let's go back to him. So he's still got the same amount of break. The home runs, he doesn't give up the long ball. The control is really good. That control is really good. That potential at 75, we like to see that. The walks per 9 is up to 70. Like to see that as well. So, and he's also a lefty. Age of 19 from Cuba. Kind of like that. 65 overall velocity. That's above average, so he's going to have an above average fastball. It's probably going to be about 92, 93 miles an hour. We like that. We've ended up getting some new guys into our pool here. That will happen as the season progresses. But yeah, we're also looking at this dude here, Robert Hickman, 6'4" catcher, 19 years old from Mizzou. 45 overall though at the moment. That's okay, he's young. It's going to take him a little while to develop, but the potential is that he's just going to be an average hitter. So I wouldn't consider, even despite the potential, I would not consider taking a catcher whose arm strength is above average with the first pick. I think that would be a wasted pick. Unless you know for sure that he's going to help you in the next two years. You wouldn't want to have just stashing a guy in your minor league system like that. Adam Van, yeah, power 50, contact 65, so above average. That's the potential. 6'2", 22 years old. A little on the older side. We don't want to do that with our first pick. Same thing here with Jacob Geddes. We do like the 6'4" second base though. That's good for range. That's good for if he's an athlete. That's good for robbing balls out of the air, line drives that might be over his head. The speed is nice, 70 speed projected and 70 speed current. So he's gonna be quick. We definitely can bump that up, and he might be able to steal some bases. That's well above average. So reaction is good at second base. He's going to be a good fielder. Let's see our fielding here, 70 potential. So Jacob Geddes, good player. We might consider him because Rutledge might be on his way out after next season. Let's check out Manny Garcia, age 21. He's not as good, but he's going to be a little bit quicker than Jacob Geddes. So look at that steal, 80 overall steal. That's elite. Switch hitter, just not as good with the contact.
The 2-2.
6 foot, but he's 6'4". So that's a big difference. That's a huge difference, actually.
Go to the wall.
Buford Stouffer.
A-Rod's at second.
Don't really like his name, but look at those numbers with the bat. 65 contact versus righties. 80 potential versus lefties. That's huge. 47% pull hitter. 6'4", third baseman. From Michigan. Yeah, Michigan. I like him. I like Buford Stouffer. Let's check this guy out, Omar Amaya. Check out his speed there. 60. Well, that's okay. That's about average, right? The 60-yard dash, 6.75. That's pretty much average, though. So you can kind of trust that. Well, if you don't trust that number there, the 60-60 speed, always look at the 60-yard dash numbers and see if that matches. Sometimes the scouts will not pick up or scout that correctly. All of these numbers down here don't really mean exact, right? These could obviously change. There's some variance there. But yeah, 60-yard dash. That's not feet. That's yards, right? So from pitcher's mound to home plate is 60 feet 6 inches. Right? So from home to first is 90 feet. So from each base is 90 feet, right? Well, 60-yard dash is totally different than the 40-yard dash for football. We measure that in baseball because we want to see how fast you can run and stretch a single into a double, right? From home plate to second. Or we want to see how fast you can run from second to home. So basically it's taking your speed to each base, right, and then just multiplying that by 2 and seeing exactly how fast you can get from 2 bases, right? So from second, third to home, or from home, first to second. So the game is pretty much all doubles are extremely valuable, doubles and home runs. So that's kind of what they look at. So look at Rodney Jones here, left fielder, 65 stealing, 6.55 seconds for the 60-yard dash, 70 overall speed. That's a well above average. So look at the hitter tendencies there. 40% to left, 37% to center. So he's kind of a gap hitter, right? He will find the gaps. That's key for trying to hit doubles, right? So that's a good thing that we want to look at. There was a guy here that I wanted to show you guys. He's got like, this guy right here, Desmond Wolf, 6.27 seconds. That's elite. It's elite speed. And we don't even need to know what the current versus the projection is. We just know that 60-yard dash is elite. Anything at 6.2 or under, that's world-class speed. So this guy, 5'10", he's a little speedster. And check out those projections for the batting. I mean, you'd like to see, since he's a right-handed bat, you'd like to see a little bit higher against lefties, but he's not projected to go super early because of his rating, right? His overall rating. They actually, well, I take that back. Look at what he says here. Overall 70, potential is 65. So he's actually better than what people think he is. So we need to scout this guy hard, and we might be able to put him in center field depending on how Michael Taylor plays. If Taylor ends up struggling with the bat, we might need to consider a new center fielder. But that leash is long. We like Michael Taylor. We like what he can do for us. It's also pretty dependent on how Margot and Grichuk do too. So, I mean, this team that we put together is not totally set in stone, right? We're just throwing guys at the wall and kind of seeing what sticks. So, but we do want to get younger. We want to be able to pick our guys. We select all these guys that we can, that we want to bring in to the fold, to the organization, to the franchise, and build from within. We will be adding guys through trades and free agencies and off-season moves, but overall, main game about baseball is that you do need a strong farm system, and that's what we're going to be trying to do in this series, in this franchise. So, guys, I will be posting this today, and I want to know what you guys think. Take a look at some of the scouting, maybe even just pause it from right here, and let me know what you guys see, and if you have any scouting tips that you want to share. Maybe we can discuss kind of the depth chart on who we might want to look at. I kind of like this guy, Jacob Geddes. I mean, man, look at that spread. Hitter tendencies, 35, 39, 26. He spreads the ball all over the place. He's a good fielder. His speed is pretty decent. I kind of like him. He's a nice, solid pick. But kind of pause this, see who you guys might want to consider if we remember some names like Buford Stouffer, Rodney Jones. We looked at him. And let me know who you guys want me to scout after these pitchers, right? So, yeah. Or what positions would you like me to focus on more? Because if you guys look at roster, we do have young pitchers, but the name of the game has always been young pitching, so we need to start adding guys into this fold. Catchers, we're okay at catcher, but we could get better. 56, we got 50 overall guys down here. in the minors. A couple oldies, Rob Doyle, Lorenzo Blanco. So all these guys are a little bit older. We got old first baseman. We might want to consider drafting one. Maybe even just focus on free agents next season. I mean, we need a second baseman that's a little bit younger than 27. Third base, we're okay with Bregman if we can keep him around. Jacoby Jones, obviously, is a good player. He might actually be an outfield option later on down the road. Cozart, we definitely need a shortstop. Maybe, depending on how Gavin Cecchini plays. 23 years old, so he's definitely in the mix. Pretty young outfield, but we need depth. We need depth at outfield. Pretty young center field. So you guys make your calls. Make your calls on what you want to see, and I will be posting this, well, as soon as we're done. So part 7 will be the game. Doug Fister versus Drew Pomeranz. Both 3-0 undefeated teams going off against each other. So I'll catch you guys in that episode. And if you like this video, leave a like. If you like it and you love it, well, you know what to do. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and get more channel updates, and so you guys know exactly when these videos hit and when you can view. Guys, I appreciate all the support you've given me on this channel, on this series. It's crazy. The first video has about 450 views. That's the most that I've had in any video, and we're consistently reaching over 100 views on all of the episodes. So appreciate the views, appreciate the support, the comments. And if you like this, if you like where this is headed, leave a thumbs up. Tell your friends, bring them on over. Let's get this thing interactive. Let's get a community. Let's create a community for MLB The Show franchise. So, guys, I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you in the next video. On to the Red Sox. Go Tigers. Peace.